Hey guys, I've got some pretty wild information that I want to share with you, and this is regarding the unfortunate situation with the pre-orders for PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series S and X. It's pretty obvious that they're non-existent and sold out at retailers everywhere, and it's pretty safe to say that manufacturing has been greatly affected by COVID-19. It's massively affected the amount of pre-orders that we're seeing, and in addition to that, there's another entity that is creating a big problem with these pre-orders. Us buyers are really noticing this strain, and it's all because of an underground group of people. They are worldwide, and there's a lot of them. I personally had never heard of them, so I was quite surprised with the information that I came across. I'm going to show you guys who these people are, how they operate, and how they are greatly impacting this unfortunate situation. I was able to locate these people with some digging and anonymously join one of their groups, and I was able to see all the stuff that they do and how they do it. Now, none of this is illegal, but it's certainly not ethical, and they're certainly not trying to hide what they can do. They like to show it off, and it helps them make money when they do. And I'll show you guys what I mean by that in just a moment. So I've seen a lot of people complain online that, yeah, the pre-orders are gone and they're probably taken by bots. And I was like, okay, it seems like some people have some idea about what's going on here, but what exactly are these bots and what's going on? Well, these bots are just programs that are set up by people so that they can buy stuff really quickly before anybody else. And the people that set this up, they're called cookers. And they operate in groups of people, and they call them cook groups. Now, I had never heard that term before or even heard of these people, and I even asked some of my friends that are into this underground stuff, and they'd never heard of these people either. Once I learned the term cook groups, I was able to find a ton of information about this, and while inquiring about these people, I learned about how much of a big deal this is and how bad it really is and how we're affected. So I wanted to let you guys know what this group is capable of so that you can be aware of the fact that you may never be able to pre-order a PlayStation 5 or Xbox Series X or S online because of these people. So I don't think this term cook groups is common knowledge, and the way that I came across them is that I was trying to set up a website that would show me when there are changes to some of the pre-orders and let me know when the pre-orders were live. I was going to make a full video about this, trying to help you guys track down pre-orders the moment they became available, and I tried for about a week to do this, and the website worked. It let me know when the pre-orders were available, but as soon as I tried to go order one, they were instantly gone. And then I found out about the cook groups, and I totally gave up on this website tracking idea. The program I was using is called Distill Web Monitor, and it's a Chrome web extension, and basically you just go to one of the websites you want to track, then it allows you to highlight the area of the page that you're wanting to keep checking to see if it changes. So for this Target site, I've been watching the sold out portion right there, just tracking that and then waiting for that to change. Then within this program, it allows you to change how often you want it to check. So it can check up to 5 seconds, then it can alert you through your email, your phone, or your web browser. And this thing did work, and it was effective for letting me know when things were changing and becoming available for pre-order. Like Target had this very slow drip of pre-orders that were happening like a couple of weeks ago, but they were all being taken by these cookers. And in fact, the cookers are still getting pre-orders till this day, but you'll never know about it because they get them way too fast. But they are certainly showing off the fact that they are successful on their social media and also inside this private chat that I've been in. One guy was just bragging a couple of days ago that he now has 10 Xbox Series X's and he's still going. Costco has recently had pre-orders available for PlayStation 5, but did anybody know about that? Nope, because there weren't very many of them and they were instantly taken by these guys. The way I found these guys is that I was reading some Reddit posts about people that were trying to get pre-orders for PlayStation 5, and one guy responded and said, "You guys just need to give up. These bots are going to take them before you can even blink." He made a really interesting post about his story of being in one of these cook groups a long time ago and how they have progressed and evolved, and now they are just bigger and badder than ever. Now, we've never been affected by these people before because the last time major consoles were released for Xbox and PlayStation, it was 7 years ago, and these guys were not an issue. But they've had a lot of time with the advancements in technology and to become very organized. They were ready pay for this. So here's some firsthand information from a cooker, and he's basically saying that you can forget about trying to use these website trackers. He says it's good, but it's not as fast as bots are, and no, bots are not going away. Websites can try all they want to keep bots out, but some egghead somewhere in deep space will find a solution, and within minutes people update and bingo, you're in. What he's talking about there is that these cookers have designed the bots so that they get around CAPTCHAs and the option saying I'm not a robot, and even able to buy multiple items even though the item is limited one per household. And I'll show you guys some more crazy information on that in a moment. Also, these cookers are mostly known for being an aggravation in the fashion industry. They go after tennis shoes like Jordan and Nike, and they've been doing this for many years. They've been leaking into electronics like gaming and video cards, and now we're seeing them definitely affecting the consoles. So this guy says, I used to use a bot back in 2010, 2012 on Nike, buying rare and exclusive Air Jordans. I was a huge collector and I always missed out on buying these rare shoes. He said, so I stopped suffering and invested in a bot. It was $599 for unlimited lifetime usage. It worked. Every time a rare sneaker would drop, I'd get up to 10 minutes before the drop time and set it up accordingly. He does interject, I don't scalp. That's a dirty and unholy form of treachery. You're stealing a child's Christmas morning all for profit. Nah. He goes on to say, anywho, back in those days, you'd purchase a license to use said bot on whatever you'd like. And then he explains how these bots work specifically, which I think is really interesting. He says that you have to set it up and give it tasks. The one I used to use was very specific. I'd enter keywords for it to monitor, for example, Air Jordan Retro 5 or color codes, or even better, an actual SKU. My bot would monitor the website starting 3 minutes before the drop time. The shoes would drop at 10 o'clock. By 10 o'clock and 3 seconds, the bot already checked out for me. 1 minute later, Nike confirmation email pops in my inbox. Before people can even add to cart, they're already sold out. He says 3 seconds, that's all it takes. And this is what's happening to PlayStation and Xbox pre-orders. No fingers can ever move that fast. 3 seconds, mind you, this was in 2012. I can only imagine how advanced they are today. I mean, people are buying up multiples. That was a big no-no back in my day. You'd get caught instantly. He says, unfortunately, guys, this is the reality. If you want something that is high in demand, you will need sophisticated software. He sums it up by saying bots will always win unless they redesign their entire website with generation bot detection software, which none of these retailers will ever do. It's expensive to develop, expensive to maintain, and they just simply don't care. So as long as they get their money, they could care less. He later posted a comment saying that these people are called cookers and then named one of the groups that he knew about. So definitely I was curious, and for the sake of making a YouTube video and letting you guys know what's going on, I looked into it. I joined the group. It did cost a pretty good amount of money to get into it. I also learned that this is not a good way to get a pre-order because the system is set up for people to get multiple consoles. You have to pay a lot of money for these bots and to be a part of these groups. And these people become cookers because they want to make money off of multiple consoles and they want to create like a business out of it. They're called resellers and also known as scalpers. When you join these groups, they teach you how to do it. They show you the programs to use and how they do the workarounds with some of their software. It's crazy. One of their programs allows for you to use up to 5 credit cards and be able to use each credit card 3 times. And this is with items that you're only allowed to buy one of. And yeah, these guys are serious. They'll go in with 5 credit cards and buy 15 hot items that are hard to get, like PlayStation 5s, and then go resell them with a markup on like eBay. In the chat group, they tell people about all the hot items that are coming up for sale and what you should resell them for, if there's a risk to resell them, when to resell them, where to sell them, and then if there's a return policy just in case you don't sell them. And they track tons of products. And for example, the PlayStation, they have a listing within their site. They're saying that the PlayStation disc version retails for $499. They're recommending to resell it between $700 and $800 and preferably on eBay. They said there's a risk of 3 out of 10 and to definitely sell now. They said pre-orders for these seem to move fast right now. I would recommend buying and selling ASAP. Eventually everyone will have their hands on one of these, so I would sell fast. There's almost no risk because majority of retailers offer free returns. So yeah, these guys are in business and they are organized and they are fast because of these bots, and they don't give a crap about owning a PlayStation 5. They just want to make the profit off of it and take advantage of items that are in high demand. And there is clear evidence that these guys are successful. Where can you find a pre-order for PlayStation 5 or Xbox? You can't. Guess where you can find them? There's over 1,800 of them on eBay. These cook groups want to attract people because they make money like that. You can get in by paying a large subscription fee, and then they allow support for using their bots that you do have to pay for. Then they want you to show off or advertise that you're able to get these hot items before anybody else so that it will attract more people to want to be in their groups. And they reward the people that show off their merchandise by giving them incentives that are good towards merchandise and stuff like that. You can find these cookers flaunting the purchases they were able to make on the group's social media sites like Twitter. I was really surprised to see this. They were going off about all of the PlayStation 5s and Xboxes they were able to snag before anybody else. For example, this guy here says, shout out to his cook group, as always, buying PS5s before most even know stock is live. And yeah, in this private chat group, I'm watching them pre-order PlayStation 5s and Xbox even till this day. And again, they're certainly not shy about what they can do, even on their websites when they're trying to sell you subscription or sell you these bots. They'll talk about what they're capable of. And this is what most of the sites look like. And this is an example. It says, this is AIOBot, an add to cart program that helps sneaker lovers get limited releases. They say releases sell out in minutes, but AIOBot is 1,000 times faster than any human. This alone with advanced tech means you never have to pay resale, and the extra pairs you cop sell for profit. Then they give more instruction and examples of how this stuff works. They say add your billing and shipping info. AIOBot lets you create unlimited profiles so you can skip the one per customer limit on sites and cop multiple. And I am certainly not trying to advertise for them at all. And I even was wondering, like, how am I going to make this video without trying to promote them or make it sound like I am? I basically felt like I needed to show hard evidence that this stuff is very real and this is what we're dealing with. Again, this is not for someone to just go in and get one pre-order. This is set up for people to make a business out of it. It's very expensive, and by the time you paid all the fees and rental fees for these bots, you could have probably bought 2 Xboxes or PlayStations from the scalpers on eBay. The state of things right now, we've had 2 waves of pre-orders for PlayStation 5 and some for Xbox, and we're waiting for maybe a wave 3. If that does happen and it's all online, then yeah, we're going to be having to contend with these cookers. One thing I did find out is that I spoke to a GameStop manager, and he said that the last time they received any PlayStations, they only got 30 for each store across the entire nation. They were instructed to keep 10 of them in their store for people to come and physically pre-order them, and then the other 20 were sent to the warehouse for online orders. And then a big yikes, because cook groups are definitely taking those. Now, some people have found windows within these cook groups, but definitely not recently, and they did say some really interesting information in this private chat. They were discussing when the next pre-orders were going to drop, and they were talking about how good their bots were for certain retailers. They said for Target, there are a ton of bots that support it, and that Amazon, to their knowledge, do not have any public bots that are available, which means that Target pre-orders is not going to be a good situation. It looks like these cookers have tons of access to bots that are all over that retailer for pre-orders. And for Amazon, the cookers don't have access to bots that are public and widespread, so it's just private bots for really exclusive cookers. So I don't know if that means there's going to be more of a chance for us to maybe pre-order on Amazon if they do become available. Another thing this GameStop manager said is that they were promised that on release day, they're going to have plenty of consoles available for everybody. Now, I don't know if that's true. We'll definitely have to wait and see. But for people that haven't been able to pre-order, then maybe there's some hope there. But I hope this helped you guys understand kind of what's going on out there, and we'll see you guys next video.